My lecture today is on corrective exercises. So I'm going to do a movement screen on Anthony here so that we can determine which corrective exercises are going to be best for him and for his goals. I've found that a lot of trainers, they really just focus on the typical machine type work and working their clients so they get a really good sweat, but not necessarily in relation to their biomechanics. So, like I said, corrective exercises. Corrective exercises are crucial in terms of biomechanics. When we look at the really tight muscles on the body, the phasic and the tonic muscles, we need to keep in relation to their goals and their exercise prescriptions. So when we do the movement screens, we can then determine where there are tight muscles, if they have any structural imbalances or instabilities that way, and determine which areas on their body do we need to activate and recruit more of so that they can in turn be more effective on the gym floor. So first thing what we do is we take a look at somebody's posture. So a postural analysis you can do in a variety of ways. Typically with a plumb line is the best, but for this purpose here, we're just going to take a peek at a generic postural alignment. So when looking at posture, we want to address shoulders, elbows, and hands typically, looking at their placement in terms of the structural alignment, the anatomical alignment, if you will, even though he's standing and not lying down. So we look at where is the shoulder placement in relation to his head and his neck, which direction are the elbows pointed in, and where are the hands positioned. So with Anthony, this is a very typical case of what we could call kyphosis or upper cross syndrome, meaning we've got the rolling shoulders forward, the elbows pointed more towards the side, and then the knuckles facing forward. So in terms of corrective exercises, we have to address where are these tight muscles so that we can know which exercises to do with them. So looking at the physiology of the muscular system, we know that the pec minor here is pulling the hands towards the medial line, the front line. So we've got a tight pec minor. The hands are thus in front of the leg, which is also suggesting a really tight anterior delt or front shoulder here. So that, again, that's just an observation, so we would want to do further testing to ensure that that is the case. So the overhead squat is the best movement pattern, I feel, in order to determine somebody's biomechanics and how their body's actually functioning. So I always get people to do an overhead squat, and I use that as my benchmark, looking at how the client is progressing. And again, the same with the trainers. So to teach the trainers to analyze this movement pattern to the best of their ability so they can see which muscles are responding well and which ones aren't, and they can determine which exercises will work best for the client that way. Through corrective exercises, we can increase all joint mobility, obviously, increasing the range of motion, the synovial fluid within the joint, thus reducing the inflammation in a joint, and hopefully doing precautionary measures for arthritis. And when we look at his goals, Anthony here wants to gain weight. He's an ectomorph. He wants to gain, between 5 and 10 pounds. So if he would not do corrective exercises, typically he's going to find that he gains in the same places all the time. His body is going to continue to respond to what it knows best, and what it knows best is obviously the muscles that it works out on a consistent basis. So through the corrective exercises, we're going to build neuro associations. We're going to teach the brain to recruit other areas on the muscle, or on the body rather, without relying on certain muscles.